guard your soul.
Baby, that's Conscious TV.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Conscious TV.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, what is going on, Conscious Crew? It is your favorite commentator, of course. Baby father, teacher, inspiration, lover, friend. Baby, there's nothing that the CTV doesn't do or provide, okay? I want to welcome you all to another episode of Conscious TV. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, happy goddamn Easter. Okay, happy Easter. Okay, this is the resurrection day. This is the day that he rose again, honey. This is the day, okay, that Jesus Christ took the paddling for all of us, okay, so that we may go on to reap the goodness of the Lord, okay, instead of the wrath of the Father, because we know he holy and he's sacred and he got a zero tolerance for BS. Okay. So I just want to shout out to the Heavenly Father, and we're gonna get a little bit into the Easter talk, okay? Now, before I get heavy off into this commentary, because we got quite a few things to talk about, I'm gonna try not to keep you guys too long, okay? But we're just gonna get into some things real quick on this Sunday here. I want to say what's up to Get Your Life. What's going on, Just Jen? Hello, Charlene. What's going on, Phyllis? What's going on, baby mother? What's going on, Morgan? Hi, everyone. I want you guys to thumbs up this video. All 40 of you guys in the building right now, please give me a thumbs up. It don't cost you nothing. Unlike that salvation that Christ paid for all of us to have, okay? The thumbs up don't cost you nothing, sugar, okay? Unlike the intimacy of God, okay, that Christ paid for on our behalf, okay? So give me that thumbs up. Make sure you share this stream out, okay? Let me see. Oh, shout out to Bubzdagawd. You guys saw the new intro, baby. Bubs gave me a whole little custom song and all, baby. So y'all gonna be hearing that intro every time we hit the upload button, girl, okay? This is what I'm doing for you, honey. Entertaining is my thing, okay? So shout out to Bubzdagawd. I'm gonna leave his information. He's a wonderful editor. He's doing some wonderful work for a lot of other content creators. So if you guys are looking for intros, for outros, or even for custom songs, you can contact him on Instagram, as well as on his Facebook page and or on his own personal YouTube page. I will have all of his info in the description box. Are we through and through? Is that all for the update? Okay, so let's first and foremost get a little bit into an Easter talk, okay? I don't want to get too preachy because, you know, it's a lot of things I can say about our Lord and Savior, honey. I am 10 toes down for Yahshua. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I is. So let me share my screen right here because I think that this really just sum totals, you know, my tribute to Yahshua on this day, honey. This is really sum totals it right here. Okay, can you guys see this receipt, girl? This is a literal receipt, okay? And shout out to Bubzdagawd's sister, okay? Shout out to Sister Love, because she posted this on Instagram, and baby, I had to snatch it up because this is it right here, y'all. This is it. Now, this is an actual receipt, girl. This fell down from the heavens into my lap, girl. I was praying this morning, and I asked God for a literal receipt, girl, about my entrance into the Golden Gates, girl. And this literally just floated down from the heavens right on into my hands, okay? Now, this receipt, okay, is titled Salvation. Jesus paid it all. What did he pay for? Sins paid, shame paid, regret paid, past mistakes paid, unforgiveness paid, hurt paid, anger paid, debt paid, change zero, subtotal zero, grand total zero, okay? For the wages of sin is death, but the free gift of God is eternal life in Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Romans 6:23. Oh God, I mean, paid it down to the ground, girl. Now, any of y'all who ever had to struggle paying your electric bill, your water bill, your light bill, your insurance bill, girl, student debt, girl, Unlike the government, baby, Jesus loves you enough to pay for it all, baby. Okay, your life might be a little raggedy right now and here, and even though He has made it very possible, okay, for you to have a cup that overfloweth while you live in the land of the living, girl, while He has come so that you may have life more abundantly, so that your cup may spilleth over right now. Some of y'all too toe up, okay? Some of y'all done let life tear you up too bad, girl. You toe up from the flow up, toe up from the inside out, girl. You just ain't gonna make it to your promised land here. Where the good news is, if you can't work it out, girl, if you just can't get past your anger and your bitterness and your resentfulness and your narcissism, girl, if you just can't hang your ego up and get that all God has promised to you, the good news is that Christ paid for it on the front end and the back end. So even when you're a little bitter, angry, mad, difficult ass die, Christ's gonna be right there, girl, to usher you into eternity for the afterlife, baby. Okay. So even if you ain't got a good start, you're gonna have a blissful and wonderful ending. Oh yes, God. Can I get an amen up in here, y'all? Can I get an amen, girl? Can I get an amen, girl? You wanna pass the collection plate? All right now. So y'all remember this receipt, girl. Remember this receipt. Jesus paid it all. Now, speaking of Jesus and Easter, we gonna need DMX to raise his ass up out of this damn coma and raise his behind up off this life support. I'm gonna need DMX to come on up out of there, honey, in the name of Yahshua. I'm gonna need him to rise on up, honey, because DMX, our other baby father, girl. Let me pull baby daddy up, girl. He fighting, y'all. He is fighting, girl. Fighting for it all right now. DMX has been hospitalized. Some of you already may know this. Okay, let me share baby father's picture right here. Ain't that's a good looking man? Good Lord, girl. This toxic, masculine, girl, just bad and sexy. Why the bad ones? Why the toxic ones always so attractive? Is that the devil masquerading around? Is that what the scriptures meant when it said that the devil masquerades around as a being of light, as a being of bald-headed, melanated sexiness with a dog collar chain around his neck, girl? Because if the devil keep coming in this form, baby, I'm gonna let you know, bitch, I'm gonna need help straight from the gates, baby. If the devil keep masquerading around like this sugar, bitch, I'm gonna be in trouble. Someone please call 911, baby. The struggle gonna be real, baby. If the devil keep masquerading around like this, girl, baby, it ain't gonna be no help for me, baby. I'm gonna mess my whole little blessing up in this life, girl. I'm gonna have to catch my blessing on the back end that I was talking about earlier, girl. If the enemy keep masquerading around looking like this. So let's get into DMX, Shy. Let's get into our Rough Rider, okay? I want to pull up an article here because we got some updates. There's been some misinformation communicated between parties and attorneys and everything. So we're going to straighten some things out, okay? Let's get into it here, okay? Where's my DMX? So you guys, this article and update is coming from NM okay, and it says DMX is still on life support, contrary to a statement made by his attorney, who said that the rapper was taken off of it and was breathing on his own. Yesterday, which would be April the 3rd, TMZ reported that X had been rushed to the hospital and was in a critical state after suffering an overdose. The overdose reportedly happened on Friday night, April the 2nd, around 11 p.m., after which the party up in here rapper was taken to a hospital in White Plains, New York. Sources told the publication that the overdose triggered a heart attack. Conflicting sources reported that X was in a vegetative state or had some brain activity, and that doctors had cautioned that he might not pull through. DMX's attorney later shared an update on his condition, revealing that X was breathing on his own after being taken off of life support. Speaking to PIX 11 News, Murray Richmond said he's been in the hospital as a result of a heart attack. He has been taken off life support system and he's breathing on his own. He added, but we are concerned. It would be disingenuous of me to suggest that I'm not a worried man at this particular point. However, Richmond has since retracted his statement. Speaking to Rolling Stone last night, April the 3rd, he said he was given wrong information and that the rapper remains on life support. He could not confirm if the heart attack was drug related. A rep for DMX shared an update with TMZ in the early hours of this morning, April the 4th. Last night, Earl DMX Simmons was rushed to the hospital after collapsing at his home. At this time, he remains in ICU in critical condition. Earl has been a warrior his entire life. The situation represents yet another road he must conquer, the statement said. The Simmons family appreciates the overwhelming outpouring of heartfelt love, encouragement, support, and prayers for Earl. Earl is someone whose life in music has been a source of inspiration and strength to so many people around the world. It is reassuring to see his fans return that same passion and energy to him during this time of need. TMZ added that a family member confirmed the rapper's children have flown in to see him. The Rough Riders rapper has a long history of battling substance abuse that he said began when he accidentally smoked a blunt laced with cocaine at the age of 14. My goodness. In the years following, he was in and out of prison for a variety of drug-related charges as he battled an addiction to cocaine. He was arrested in 2010 for regularly using drugs and violating the conditions of his probation and had his jail sentence extended in 2011 due to drug possession behind bars. I just want to shout out to my ex. In October 2011, he claimed that he had finally conquered his drug addiction, saying he had let the cocaine go in order to help him be a better father to his children. It was something that drew me in and trapped me and just had a hold on me for a long time, X told Dr. Phil during an interview in 2013. In the same interview, he admitted that he still smoked marijuana every once in a while, but hadn't been high in over a year. He added, I'm always going to be an addict. I'm going to be an addict until I die. It doesn't mean I have to get high. In 2017, he canceled 3 shows in California in order to check into a rehab facility. Shout out to the fight, baby. The struggle is real. Fight. Shout out to the fight. Later that same year, he continued to work on his issues by checking into another substance abuse facility in New England. Go ahead, DMX, brother. Go ahead, baby. Because, you know, this addiction might be whooping your ass right now, but you know what? You are actually fighting. This is what the fight looks like, baby. It ain't ugly. It ain't consistent. Well, the will and the desire to be free is consistent, okay? But the potholes you stumble into because it is a constant, continuous fight is ongoing. DMX has visited rehab several times. His last stint came in 2019 after canceling a series of shows before checking himself in. In his ongoing commitment to putting family and sobriety first, DMX has checked himself into a rehab facility. He apologizes for his canceled shows and thanks his fans for their continued support. A member of X's team communicated via Instagram. DMX was released from prison in 2019 after serving time following a guilty plea he entered for federal tax evasion charges in November 2017. Since being released, X has kept himself busy. His comeback has included a 20th anniversary tour of his classic debut album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, performances at major festivals such as the SXSW and Rolling Loud Miami, and a high-profile interview with GQ. For the past couple of years, DMX has been busy working on his much-anticipated comeback album, the proper follow-up to 2012's Undisputed. Speaking in a number of interviews, he revealed that the album will include features from Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg, Alicia Keys, Usher, several members of the Grassetto crew, and the late Pop Smoke. In February, he was announced that he had a collaboration with U2's Bono on the way called Skyscrapers. Okay, so DMX has been fighting, child. He's been in a long fight, okay? And I don't want to spend too much time because I don't want to get too preachy tonight, okay? But I just want to say that this is the difference between coping and deliverance. Coping and healing, okay? One of my contentious issues with our current medical and psychological medical community is this erroneous idea of learning how to cope with your addiction. Okay, yes, I will say that coping is it's the lesser of the two evils, right? Like if a person can't heal, then the second best thing is to cope, is to attempt to cope. But the issue with coping is this is what trying to cope with something that's killing you looks like. Trying to cope with the phenomena in a state of awareness and a poison in your soul, okay? And what I mean by poison is having a strong pain body, having a pain body that's inclusive of codependency, mental and emotional abuse, even sexual trauma. Okay, when you're dragging all of that around with you, not having your father in your life, not having your mother in your life, coming from a broken, a dysfunctional family system, etc. And then you couple that and adding insult to injury with drugs, which a lot of people with heavy pain bodies turn to drugs or any real particular addictive behavior. Matter of fact, a lot of times when you have a heavy pain body, you develop a addictive personality type. And so things that can be recreational for healthy people can become a point of total dependency for unhealthy people. And it's just really sad that DMX at his age, 15 children that he still has to live for, and still has a whole wide, future ahead of him filled with all types of potential, is still suffering through something like this. My prayers are up for DMX, and when DMX makes it through this, I just pray that he's able to get to the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, okay, of his pain. I don't know what his relationship is to therapy. I know he's been in rehab, and rehab also encompasses therapy. I don't know the quality of that therapy because a lot of therapists are a lot like ministers, baby. One shoe don't fit all, bitch. Just like every church ain't your church. Every damn therapist ain't your damn therapist. Okay, you really got to find the right fit. You got to find somebody who really resonates with you, someone who you feel really challenges you, somebody who you really feel like brings new perspective to your issues, to the way that you're navigating life, to the way that you're experiencing yourself. And so unfortunately, even when it comes to therapy, you do have to do a lot of therapy hopping around. Okay, you need to really test the waters. Just because somebody is certified, just because they technically got the credentials, just because they technically have the job and have the standard education required, okay, to be a licensed therapist, doesn't mean that they have an anointing for you. It literally does work the way that it works in the religious community, where every church doesn't fit all, every therapist don't fit all as well. So I know that we saw DMX on we saw him on an episode of Iyanla, baby, and Iyanla said, "You will never ever speak to me again, baby." And I think that she went on to the Breakfast Club and they had asked her, would she ever revisit doing our work with DMX? And she said, hell to the no, to the no, no. And she said it was because she didn't feel that DMX was ready for the level of work and for the depth of work needed for there to be a substance in them working together. And what was interesting is that interview is from a few years ago, and she was right. She was right, because he's still been struggling. And I know that men, especially black men, especially real left brain black men like DMX, probably also struggle in therapy because they have to allow themselves to do things that the culture they come from have not raised them and conditioned them to be comfortable doing, which is being vulnerable, admitting to your heartbreak as a man, admitting to your sadness as a man, allowing your pain body and your tears and your hurt to come up. And we have not brought black men up to believe that it's okay and healthy to be cuddled. We've raised black men to wipe their face, to man up, to soldier up, to be beasts, to be warriors. And so we have not created a space for Black men to have a humanity and to have healthy access to their emotions, to have help, because through access to your emotions is how you develop emotional awareness, emotional intelligence. And so, oftentimes Black men not only struggle when it comes to really working out their salvation, but they also struggle to relate to women as well, which is why women believe that men have to be from a totally different goddamn planet, okay? Because the love language is all over the goddamn place, okay? Black men act like they're just completely disgusted with emotions, honey, like there's no place for emotions. But, that's not on part or due to Black men individually. That is due to the system at large and patriarchy and toxic masculinity and just the way that we program Black men. So, I really, 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 really hope that he gets the help that he needs. Okay, yes, that episode was fire, Kim. It sure was. What's going on, Babe Blotter News? What's going on, 1000%, man? What's going on, Guyton? So, prayers up for DMX, baby. I need y'all all to light y'all candles. I don't give a damn whether you're Buddha, Christian, Wiccan, pagan, atheist. Hell, light your damn candles, girl. Move the goddamn chessboard around. Call upon your damn ancestors. Tell Beyonce to goddamn consult her damn wig, honey, because I'm sure that there's some supernatural power in them goddamn lace units her ass be wearing. Okay, we gonna need all the power. Okay, so we are asking and demanding for healing in Yahshua's name on DMX's behalf, okay? Now, moving on, girl. We gotta go to our favorite baby mother, honey. Oh yes, God, Miss T.S. motherfucking Madison. Girl, have y'all been loving? Have y'all been watching the T.S. Madison Experience, girl? It's on WeTV, and I believe that they're on episode 5, I think. Is it episode 5 or episode 6, baby? Baby, let me just hold on. Let me exit out DMX's picture real quick. Let me. Oh, I was already out of it. Okay. Let me exit up out of there. Girl. Let me bring TS up in, girl. Let me bring her up in here, girl. Share screen. I really gotta label these screenshots, girl, because they be looking so confusion, girl. There be so much confusion going on. Okay, girl. So have y'all been watching the T.S. Madison Experience, girl? Baby, I live. I have. Okay, now first of all, girl, I gotta admit, T.S. bitch, I've been bootlegging your shit, but you already know that I'm the bootleg queen, girl. You know that I'm the bootleg queen, girl. 1, 2, 3 movies. What? Putlocker.com. What, girl? You know, girl, I would wait for it to be uploaded, girl, to YouTube, girl, and have somebody speed that shit up, slow that shit down, girl, reverse feeds and everything to scoot through copyright, cause I don't watch cable television, okay? So I don't watch it, girl. Even the HBO Max account I use, girl, is my friend. Shout out to D-Rock. Even the Disney Plus account that I use, girl, is from my friend. Shout out to D-Rock, girl. Even the Netflix and chill account I use, girl, is my friend's Bubzdagawd accounts, girl. Okay, girl. $3.99 over here, yes, ma'am. But they've been showing out. This literally, T.S. Madison is that bitch. She is that girl. I mean, talk about the range T.S. Madison has just as a public figure, from being able to be salacious, and a roaster and reader, and just being able to be, explicit in all the ways that we love T.S. Madison's explicitness, to being able to produce such a wholesome body of work, okay? Because I think that this reality series really shook a lot of people, because I don't think a lot of people knew what to expect. And I think a lot of people probably thought that this was going to be the typical Maddie, okay, hype, crunk, dragging and reading, baby. This is really a family-oriented show. I mean, you almost forget that these people are really queer. This is just really just a Black family, a Black group of family and friends just working out business, working out the personal, and it's so relatable and down to earth. and it's Black and it's LGBT. And this literally does knock down the doors for Black LGBT persons. This show in and of itself goes to show that we do not have to always present content as Black queer people that involves us beating the hell out of each other, beating each other over the head with goddamn chairs, turning over goddamn tables, throwing each other out of windows and shit, girl. That we do not always have to rely upon the mess, but that America and that the viewing audience is really here for the hopesomeness of it all, baby. That they're here for the hopesomeness of it all. So I am living, girl, even for Miss Mary's, Mother Mary's transparency. I think that she is such a significant figure right now, especially for Black parents who are dealing with LGBT youth in their home. I think that her walk is so raw, is so fucking authentic. I think that her dealing under the circumstances having a trans daughter is really so unique, because it shows the balancing act between her Christian faith and her love and her duty as a mother and as a human being, okay, who's trying to support another human being without also infringing upon her own relationship to God. And we know that, you know, Black people's Christianity, girl, is very important to them. And so I think that Miss Mary is doing a wonderful, wonderful job at kind of teetering that tightrope. I believe hands down that this is exactly what Christ wants. Like anybody who claiming to be in Jesus, okay, Jesus is challenging us to figure out how to work the tightrope, okay, how you work the tight damn rope, okay. You know, all these, you know, super bigoted religious folk who act like everything is black and white. Hell nah. Jesus asking you to do the work. Just like when the Gentile worldly woman came into the temple to wash Jesus's feet. Okay? And the religious zealots were like, oh, hell no, she can't be up in here. She's an unclean woman. Jesus was like, hell no, baby. If anybody's unclean, it's y'all. It's y'all. See, Jesus was always commanding everybody else to do the work. When the soldiers came to arrest him and Peter drew his damn sword, he said, oh no, Peter, those who live by the sword die by the sword. Put your sword down. See, he was always challenging people to do the work of love. Love is not about hating and being divisive, but actually challenging your privilege, challenging the values that you say are true to your heart, okay? That if you believe that God loves all and you believe in the freedom and the personal liberty of all human beings, and that means that you have to grow up and mature up enough to put your bullshit aside, okay, so that you don't get in the way of another person. And that's what Mother Mary is attempting to do with her faith, is she's yielding to the challenge of Christ to get out of her daughter's way so that her daughter can walk in the way that she needs to walk and find Jesus and find God, or find her creator, or find her relationship to a higher power on her own, so that T.S. Madison's relationship is genuine and authentic. And while I'm here, let me tell you something about the Black family. Y'all really need to stop dragging your damn kids to church, because it wasn't nothing worse growing up as a young man than having to be dragged into the church against my damn free will. Because even though my body is there, girl, I can put my soul on airplane mode, girl. You can drag my body there, girl. I can put my brain on airplane mode, girl. So you're really defeating the purpose by dragging me into church. And you know what? A lot of that being dragged and having God forced down your throat, what it really does is it makes people grow a resentment toward God, which they shouldn't be doing. Because if you're going to draw resentment toward anybody, it should be the people that dragged your ass into church and not to God. But oftentimes, people become a representation for God. And so we end up taking out on God what we really should be taking out on people, okay? So the gospel is to be actualized, okay, by you walking in it. And you just need to walk in the love of God, in the blissfulness of God, in the goodness of God, in such a way that you draw people, you invite people in to want to be a part of what you got going on, you know, to live in such a way, to be in such a way in God, the people coming over to you and saying, hey, baby, what you doing to be so damn happy, girl? How you so strong, girl? How you so beautiful, bitch? You're glowing, girl. Girl, your melanin is popping, baby. What you doing, baby? Is it Johnson and Johnson? No, bitch, it's Jesus. It's Jesus, girl. Oh, that ain't Moroccan oil? No, bitch, it's Jesus, girl. It's Jesus. Okay? That's how popping you need to be. And when you get that kind of popping, okay, you ain't got to be going door to door. They knocking on your door for a little bit of yo Jesus, okay? Now, I want to play this clip because on this episode of the T.S. Madison experience, she had a conversation with her father. Now, before I go into this, I am not familiar with her relationship to her dad. I don't know what, if he's an estranged father. Based upon a clip I think I saw from the review that T.S. Madison does over on her channel, the episode reviews, it seems like this has been a lopsided relationship. So I can't put that in context. So I'm just gonna speak to the clip itself. Okay, so let's look at this clip. Madison, don't you ass flag me now, girl. You know I love you, sugar. Okay, let me stop this here. We're gonna look at a small clip. Just pulling it up, you guys. Okay. Let's see here.
What occurred? Something had to occur. Something had to occur for you just to all of a sudden just change like that. It's a freaky feeling. It's just a freaky thing, period. See your child transform. It's not easy to accept you becoming her. A woman. Yeah. In my soul, I can't agree with me calling you a woman's name. I can't help myself, man. I got that kind of class. Also, so you think they would lower your class?
It's hard for me to listen to this right now, but in this whole situation, I'm learning that it's better to listen than to clap back.
You transform. It's hard for me to accept something. Why? When you came out the closet, I don't know what occurred. Something had to occur. Something had to occur for you just to all of a sudden just change like that.
Okay, you guys. So you guys saw that clip, baby. Now, this was a sit down in the park between Madison and her father, and they're talking about her transition. And the father is still struggling to accept T.S. Madison's transition, okay? Stating that her transition is freaky, watching his little boy become this vivacious, blossoming woman is just a contradiction to his IQ. It's a contradiction to his intelligence level. It's a contradiction to his perception of logic and reason, that this is just a freak accident that he's attempting, okay, to rationalize and to normalize. And he's just struggling, girl. He just can't get with the shits. And let me not be super LGBT, okay, right now. Let me try to be balanced here. So, I understand. I can empathize, okay, with experiencing something extreme, okay? Because transgenders represent a minority within a minority within a minority within a minority within a minority, okay? Most people don't know another transgender person personally. Most people don't. Let me put T.S. Madison picture back up here. Most people don't, have a relationship to a trans person. Most people don't have trans people in their families, etc. And so I can understand. Okay, why it would be, pretty polarizing, okay, to maybe have to experience something like this. But I just want to say this too. While I can understand, attempting to align and cope and reason with watching someone that you love go from one thing to literally another thing, the use of the proper pronouns, the ability to treat someone as the gender they identify with. I'm gonna tell you why it's easy for me. I think it's easy. Like if a person quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, acts like a duck, and want to be called a duck, it's very easy for me to call them a duck, because calling you the proper pronouns, and treating you and looking at you, especially when I'm in the presence of you as the person you present to me, it's not for me, it's for you. It's really for you. I'm not giving up anything by respecting you, because respect is respect at the end of the day. Respect transcends your personal biases. Respect transcends your personal beliefs. Treating someone else the way they want to be treated is about them, not about you. And I'll even go one further. I don't want to live in a managed society where white people have to genuinely like black people and black people have to genuinely like white people, or people who have different views about transgender people have to be forced to love transgender people, and transgender people have to be forced to love people who think differently of them. What I would actually prefer to, well, that would be the ideal world, right? Is a one that's of actual love. But what I will accept that I think could still be balancing and healthy for us as a collective is respect. I would just rather have your respect. I would rather just live in a world where people respect me, even if they think otherwise in their head, even if they go home and talk pillow talk with their lover and spouse or whatever the case may be, and have a difference of opinion. I don't think, I'm not going to put in the work to change people's minds. I think that that's not even worth it to live. I don't think any of us should be living to change folks' mind. Because for what, at the end of the day? It's not really worth it for me to spend my life trying to change your mind. And because there is a thing called respect, we shouldn't even have to change each other's minds. You can keep what's in your mind. All I'm asking you to do is the same thing that Aretha asked bitches to do 20 years ago, which is to put a little RESPECT on it, bitch. That's it. See, respect make it plain, and respect make you real simple, baby. You can believe what you want to believe. You can think what you want to think. If in your mind, I'm still your little boy, that is, I can respect that. Long as you know to call me a lady when you speaking to me and you in my presence. If in your heart, I am your little boy, but out of your mouth comes Miss T.S. Madison. I can work with that. I can work with that. Because cis hetero folk don't want nobody disrespecting them. There are women who don't want you to call them a bitch, even if it's being used as a term of endurement. And guess what? When a woman says, don't call me a bitch, you don't call her a bitch. When people let you know how they get down, you respect that. When other black people don't use the term a nigga, even when it's being used as a term of endurement, say, hey, don't call me a nigga. That's what you do. You don't call them a nigga. You respect the way people are telling you to respect them, especially if you want a relationship to them, you want their attention, you want access to them, etc. You got to treat people according to how they telling you to treat them. So the same thing goes for transgender people. If a person is identifying as Miss it is. If they're identifying as Sir, it is. So I think a lot of parents don't understand that. And honestly, I'm a go one further. I think a lot of times parents, I don't think a lot of times parents struggle with accepting their child the way that they claim that they do. I think a lot of parents are simply homophobic. And they dress it up as, my little boy, my little boy, my little boy. I just can't forget my little boy. Yes, you can. Because y'all know how to nickname and do everything else with everybody else in the damn community. Shawty Low, Pookie and Ray Ray them. Kalashonda and Littlefoot around the corner. Y'all ain't got no problem. At the root of that is privilege. And at the underbelly of that is trans and homophobic. Homophobia and transphobia. And parents, I think, if they would peel back off of the "this is my little girl, this is my little boy," okay, thing, they would be able to have a deeper look in the mirror and really address their privilege and really address their trans and homophobia. Because, see, I think that that's a perfect scapegoat, is to hold on to this, "I just can't see you as a lady. You are my little boy." See, you can keep that behavior up for a lifetime, because how do you resolve that? You can't resolve it. And that's why it's a dangerous middle passage. It's a dangerous middle passage because you can't clear that up. That could be your storyline until the day that I'm dead. Boo. I'm gonna need you to go a little bit deeper, baby. Just a little bit deeper. I'm gonna need you to go there. And I'm gonna need you to address the underlying issue here. Your privilege coupled with trans and homophobia. Now, Cats Meow said TS might be okay with being called a man, but it's common respect to address someone as they present themselves. Yeah, and TS Madison corrected her dad and said, "A woman." He said, "Yes, a woman." Because, see, we got to set the tone for how the hell people are going to treat us. And I do understand that it gets a little bit tricky when it comes to family, because you do more. Trans and queer people do more time protecting their relatives than their relatives do protecting their trans and queer relatives. Oftentimes, we won't bring nobody around the family to protect y'all. A lot of times, we won't be our full selves amongst people we should be able to be our full selves around for the sake of protecting y'all. It's too much of queer people having to cater to homophobes and transphobes. The compromise is you have the right to believe and think what you want to think, but respect me in my presence. And I'm not going to be anything less than what I truly am in your presence. When I'm gone, you can call me sir in your prayers. You can call me sir in your household where I'm not. In your mind, you could see it how you want to see it. But once again, all I'm asking is for a little respect. And I think that that's the decent thing to do. Okay? The decent thing to do. Respect is only needed from people you love and care about and who care about you. Period. Can you understand how hard that may have on the parents to re-identify? Yeah, I can. But when it comes to people like T.S. Madison, girl, who been living like this forever now, it's like, well, now the excuse can't be how difficult it still is, boo. I've been showing up with a full rack of titties for the past 15 years, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't transitioned yesterday. I ain't transitioned 24 hours ago. I ain't transitioned last year. I've been, at this point, T.S. Madison has lived more as a woman than she has as a damn man. So now it begs the question of, well, damn. Can that really be the damn excuse? You're still struggling? I done lived more as a damn woman than I even has as a male, and you're still struggling. Now it just seems to be an excuse. It's an excuse now. It's just an excuse for you to not have to take that extra step and address the real issue so you can free yourself. Free yourself. And I think that the way that T.S. Madison is putting her people on, at this point, she's elevating the family's name. At this point, she's about to be the motherfucking breadwinner, the ultimate breadwinner. She deserves that respect on her name. She is setting up the legacy of her lineage by being famous, being a trendsetter, being an innovator. She deserves the respect on her name. She is putting her people on. I remember 2 years ago or 3 years ago, it was one of them years where I think it was Christmas time or whatever. I don't know. It was like one of these holidays, but the fans and companies had sent T.S. Madison and Mother Mary all of this shit. Like all of this stuff, all type of perfumes and all type of, everything. And I remember Mother Mary was almost in tears because of just, all these gifts and presents and all this loveless stuff. And I was thinking to myself, damn, this would not have been this type of Christmas had it not for T.S. Madison being T.S. Madison. Now, because of who she's chosen to be and walking in her truth and her purpose, irregardless of what someone may think about it, now the people around her get the bleed out. Now the people around her get the residual of the overflow, residual that wouldn't be there if she wasn't T.S. Madison. Now, black families are real big on whoever got the most money, got the most power in the family. Well, in this case, it would be T.S. Madison. She's worked her ass off to have disrespect on her name. She's paid the dues, damn near lost her damn life, working from the ground up to build her brand and to be who she is. If for no other reason, I would call my daughter and respect her on her, would be because, bitch, you have earned the hurt on her. You've earned that shit at this point. Yes, I would be able to put all my personal daddy, whatever, my little boy bullshit aside. You have risen up to be an exceptional woman. An exceptional woman. And if that respect is not there for no other reason, then just out of proudness, that would be enough for me. That's it. That's it. I like TS, but I still see some manly features. There are things no shot or surgery can remove. But y'all, here's the gag. There are cis women who look like the damn daddy. So I don't even know what it means when you say I still see some manly features, because we can look at biological women and see manly features. You got to remember, when Blue Ivy was born, they used to drag Blue Ivy because she looked like who? Not her mama, but had very prominent features of her father. See, women are also a product of their fathers as well. Biological women have manly features as well, or masculine features as well. There are biological women who have broad shoulders. There are biological women who have a chiseled face, have a deep voice, have big ass feet. Big ass feet. So when people be dragging trans women for looking manly or looking masculine, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? T.S. Madison looks, when I saw this clip of her dad, I'm like, damn, she looks like Mother Mary and her daddy. So even if she was living as a he would look like his daddy. He would look like his mother. He is a she, has transitioned to she. She looks like her father and look like her daddy. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That comment here is littered with privilege, Yaya. Because so what? So what? Even if she had manly features, so what? That has nothing to do with respecting her as who she's showing up as. I don't give a damn if she had 18-inch long feet, broad ass shoulders, hair all over her damn chest, and a deep baritone voice. If she's saying that she it is. It ain't got nothing to do with me. And I just want people to understand that respecting people ain't got nothing to do with you. It's about them. And matter of fact, respecting someone else, this really shows that you've been raised correct and you've been raised right. It's indicative of the great work your parents have instilled in you. There is no excuse to not respect somebody. You don't have to agree with the way people show up. You don't have to agree with the way people look, the way people dress, the way people sound. All of those things are superficial any goddamn way. What happened to the good old days where Dr. King said that one day he hoped that all people could live in a world where they were judged by the merit of their character? What happened to the good old days where we celebrated and honored people, not even because of how they showed up aesthetically, but because of who they were and their contribution to the system, their contribution to their communities, their contributions to their family? What happened to them good old days? Because that would be nice. Yeah, he still see his son, and he can also see his daughter too, because his son also looks like his mother. So he can make it easy for himself as a father by just seeing Miss Mary in his daughter now. She looks indefinitely like Miss Mary versus looking indefinitely like him. And maybe that speaks to his own privilege as a male. Because once again, we got to include that patriarchy, That patriarchy. Men feel like it's an honor and a privilege to be a man. And it's a disservice to be a woman because of how anti-feminine patriarchy is. So he's dealing with his own privilege, his own internalized privilege and misogyny within himself. Like, oh, why would you want to be a woman when you can be a man, when you can be like your dad? See, once again, all that is about him. And the question is, now she's here. She's grown. You grown. At what point in time do you finally just shut the fuck up and put you aside and just accommodate her? It's already bad enough that y'all ain't get along. It's already bad enough the damn girl ain't even have affirmation from either one of her parents when she was dealing with her identity and her orientation on her own. You would think that he would find himself not in a position to even have a goddamn say so when he's ultimately felt as a goddamn father any damn way. So who gives a damn about empathizing with you, Dad? It ain't like you been some damn stand-up, consistent ass father who helped take the weight off my damn mama because you was in the goddamn picture, providing emotionally, providing financially the way that you supposed to. And now that throughout all your inconsistency and abstinence and neglect, you gonna sit in my damn face and make my transition about you? But I would have put my foot through my damn father's Adam's apple. The selfishness of it all. Yeah, maybe I could give Daddy Madison that had Daddy Madison been just a wonderful stand-up father. Oh yeah, I would empathize with my father. You've been a shit turd. And you want to sit here and I'm damn near 40, 50 damn years old and you still making my shit about you? You would think that this is your opportunity to make it right with me. And say, you know what, Madison, I didn't do the damn work when you was young. I didn't do the damn work when I should have did the work. But you know what? I'm going to do the work now. I'm proud of you. And whatever you need from me, you got it, baby. Because I'm not going to waste another minute not giving you what you were at least owed from me for 18 years of your life. So I'm going to take my shit off the table and put your shit on the table for once. I'm going to take me off the table and put you on the table for once. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do as a man who's accountable. That's what I'm going to do as a man who is mature. That is what I'm going to do as a man who is putting his repentance on the table. is I'ma finally let the next 18 years be about T.S. Madison. How you doing, woman? Period. Nah, he can respect her in her face, but if he still need help, that's why they got counseling, daddy. Your trans daughter shouldn't have to give a damn about what your struggle is, because her struggle has been more real than your struggle is accepting her. Because if you having this time, girl, if you suffering like this, accepting her, imagine what her struggle was accepting her. So if you need, if you still struggling on the back end, you take that up on the back end. Your trans children don't need to be interfacing with your struggle. You love them and you support them, and you go struggle in the prayer closet between you and God. You go work that struggle out. You go call your support system and you go work that struggle out. I don't need to know about your damn struggle, because I don't need me being influenced to tailor myself down just to protect you from you, because that's what's gonna happen. This is my truth. You ain't gotta respect it. I mean, you ain't gotta accept it. I'm asking you to respect it, not accept it. Accept it if you can. Like Yahshua said, let he who can receive what I'm saying here today accept it. But if nothing else, respect it. Cat's Meow says, it's not about the dad or what he feels. Why is that hard to understand? As a parent, your job is to love, nurture, and protect. You can't do that if you're unwilling to see them for who they are. Period. Miss Yaya said TS will always want her father's acceptance, good, bad, or indifferent, of course. Because maybe that's what the hell she should have. It's the love and nurture of... See, it's not T.S. Madison's fault that her daddy didn't know that the sperm he had in his nutsack was a transgender person. And this is why I always talk about parents need to be woke and need to deal with what it actually means to be a parent. Because parents make a lot of assumptions about who they carrying around in their womb. Parents make a lot of assumptions about who they giving birth to when they decide or don't decide that they're having children. You make a lot of assumptions that you're having a heterosexual child. You make a lot of assumptions assuming that you're having a cisgendered child. And neither one might be the truth, in fact. And so you have to deal with that prior to giving birth. Because if you ain't dealt with that, just because you're the one who made a lot of assumptions, and then you want to project all your disappointment and frustration with something you wasn't prepared to deal with, but guess what? You didn't have to stick your dick into nobody raw either. See, you made choices. And with choices comes the burden of responsibility. And it's nobody's fault that the daddy was not prepared and did not understand what he was getting himself into when he decided he wanted to go around having sex, because he didn't know who God was going to be sending through the canal of Miss Mary. Miss Mary didn't even have no damn idea who God was sending through her womb. But now that we're acknowledging that queer people and trans people exist, maybe this gives something for those who are considering having children, something to think about. Like, wait a minute, girl, let me work this shit out, girl, before I give birth, baby. I might be giving birth to somebody, girl, who is not going to be a part of the status quo, girl. And this is my opportunity to work out all my bullshit before I bring another soul into this world, because I only get to do the work of bringing forth the body. God is the one who's responsible for putting the truth in that vessel. And you don't know what truth is in each individual vessel until they get here. So you have to be reasonably open-minded as a parent when it comes to the concept of birth. She chose to accept who she is, her choice. Yeah, she had to, because why not? What else was she gonna do? Not accept it and go what? Kill herself like plenty of trans folk do? What else was she gonna do? Live a lie and then go marry one of you wonderful women sitting in the comment section while she secretly is identifying as a she, like Bruce Jenner was? Because that's what y'all asking for when y'all are making it an issue that people accept who they are. Because you know what happens when people don't? They go and rendezvous with your daughter and marry your daughter and are down low in a relationship to your daughter or to your son. That's what they doing when they don't make a choice, when they're not choosing to accept who they are. Ask Kim Burrell how her last marriage worked out to a man who decided he wasn't going to accept who he was. That's what you're asking for when you're making it an issue that queer people have chosen to be who they are, or they've made a choice to accept who they are. Yeah, that would be the best thing for them to do. Please live in your damn truth. So you can go find somebody else who is okay with that damn truth instead of playing up in my motherfucking face. Trying to act like you straight, trying to act like you love me when you want to be dick down and you going across town all up on the back pages of Craigslist and shit, getting fucked all in your ass and coming home to me. Yeah, go work that out. Go work that out, honey. Trent, that was the beginning of the commentary, so you'll have to hit the rewind button. Boo. Okay. So, look, Daddy cannot accept it, but he needs to accept it in silence. There is nothing beneficial or anything T.S. Madison can do about what his personal internal struggle is, because it is just that, personal, and it is internal. She do not need to know you struggle. It's already bad enough you struggled as a daddy. How much more as a child am I gonna have to fucking just take on, girl? You got to be missing. You got to be here partially, unlike my mother. You got to dip and go and come as you saw see fit. And now, girl, I still got to sit here and empathize with you. This is just a little bit too much about you, Daddy. It's just a little bit too much, girl. You're just taking up a little bit too much room, girl. Once again, take you off the table and put me onto the plate. Put me onto the plate. Let them come on in, feel it. You know, we do the trolls, girl, because they be the main ones needing the education. They need the main one doing the education, okay? So let's move along. We can pick up on the tears. I'm going to drop the link so y'all can come in. Y'all can come up in here. I'm going to drop the link. So T.S. Madison, keep doing the work, girl. Now, y'all know my favorite person, right? My favorite person, girl. My favorite person, girl. We finna talk about, girl. I just caped for one of my queer folk. But baby, this one here damn sure don't have my support. Lil Nas X. So you guys know that we've been talking about Lil Nas X for the past 3 damn days, girl. Well, matters have gotten even more goddamn interesting for Lil Nas X, okay? Ever since he decided he wanted to push the envelope and wanted to dance with the devil and then put on the devil's goddamn mantle and then put out a satanic shoe, okay? This done resulted in a lot of his old tweets coming up, okay? Lil, what's her name? A Lovely T girl then exposed the po child old tweets and all the anti-blackness and racism and all the bullshit he'd have been caught up in, girl. It's been a hot mess. Well, Nike decided that they wanted to sue the third-party company who's responsible for customizing Nike's shoe with this satanic apparel, okay? Not only did Nike win the lawsuit, but Nike also wins a temporary restraining order to halt sales of Lil Nas X's Satan shoes, okay? So Nike has not been here for it. They issued out a Twitter saying that this is not their shoe. They don't endorse the shoe. They don't stand behind this shoe. Okay. They sued the third-party company, and they've also put out a restraining order. And the article here is from OregonLive.com, and it reads, Nike has obtained a temporary restraining order against the company that collaborated with artist Lil Nas X to sell Satan shoes. A pair of modified Air Max 97s decorated with a bronze pentagram and a drop of real human blood in the base of them. A U.S. district court in New York granted Nike's request this week against streetwear company MSCHF, preventing the company from fulfilling the rest of its orders of the shoes. Nike filed a lawsuit against the company Monday. The black and red shoes, which also feature a Bible verse, Luke 10:18, which reads, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven, were created as a collaboration between the rapper and the streetwear brand to coincide with the release of his music video, Montero, Call Me By My Name. Nike, headquartered near Beaverton, quickly distanced itself from the release. Nike claimed the shoes were likely to cause confusion or cause fans of Nike to believe it worked with MSCHF to create the shoe, Nike said in the complaint. Nike also once again mentioned that despite its signature Nike swoosh being on the shoe, the company was not involved in the creation of the sneaker and does not endorse them. MSCHF released a limited edition drop of 666 pairs of the rare sneakers, which sold out in less than 60 seconds. They were priced at $1,018 a pair. The movement to stop MSCHF from shipping the shoes to customers has already passed, according to MSCHF lawyer Megan K. Bannigan. The company had sent out at least 200 pairs by the time Nike formally requested the restraining order. All but one pair of the shoes have already shipped to owners. All of the shoes that were sold and that have been sold in this limited edition have already gone out, she said Thursday. Nike promptly asked U.S. District Judge Eric Committee to order a recall of the custom Air Max 97 sneakers, but the request was denied. Judge Committee wrote in the order that despite Nike being granted the temporary restraining order, MSCHF can still attempt to prove that the shoes are protected under the First Amendment for rights of artistic expression. Until that occurs, the last pair of the sneakers cannot be distributed. MSCHF planned to raffle off the final pair this week. Although Nike can't eliminate the shoes from the market, the lawsuit sends a warning shot to other companies in the sneaker industry looking to do similar collaborations in the future. My God. So you guys have heard it, baby. Nike is not motherfucking playing with MS, H, B, C, D, E, F, and damn G, baby. They are not playing with Lil Nas X ass either, girl. I already mentioned in my last commentary, girl, that Nike said they done come too far, girl, to be inclusive, to represent black people, girl. Do it not, do it right, girl. Anti-racism, the whole fucking nine. The last thing they need, girl, is a satanic goddamn apparel associated, girl, with their progressive movement forward to a utopia, okay? So they have issued out a restraining order. The shoes already done gone out. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen, baby. The people who already got them shoes, they have a limited edition, for one. And on top of that, they've become even more goddamn uniquely valued because of all the controversy around the damn shoes. So the people who currently got them shoes are going to be able to auction them goddamn shoes off at an even higher price, okay? Because they've become rare and unique just by way of all that is going on right now, child. So this is very, very interesting to me. I'm not surprised that all this hell is breaking loose around Lil Nas X's whole little situation he got going on right now, because bitch, you're playing with fire. You're playing with hell, therefore you're reaping hell, girl. Okay? So it makes sense to me. All the backlash, Nike suing the damn company, all this is a product of working with Satan, girl. It just didn't work out the way you thought it was. But ain't that the gag? Ain't that the gag with teaming up with Satan, girl? That Satan makes a lot of promises, girl. Satan just sells you on all this silver and gold and power and all this extreme personal agency, girl. And then you realize when it's too late that you done been gooped. That you done been gooped, girl. That you done stuck your foot in your motherfucking mouth, okay? Like, isn't that how it classically goes? Somebody done spent the whole stimulus check. Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing but a bunch of rich ass white kids, okay, living off daddy's money who was able to purchase, baby. These shoes sold out in less than 60 seconds. And I bet you the demographic of those who have these shoes, girl, are mostly Caucasian. The caucasity of it all. Go to eBay, some are selling C for 5,000. Exactly. I already knew that. Limited edition. They limited, all right. Limited and even more goddamn expensive, baby. D-Rock said, well, I literally just suggested this last night in the conversation. I have wondered if Lil Nas X is even really gay. Girl, wow. Y'all need to stop it. Why would Lil Nas X not be gay? See, this is the issue I got with some gay people too. Y'all be the first ones to want to call every little piece of trade, every little piece of fucking straight man that give y'all a little wink, hold the door for your little soft ass. Every little, a straight man can't do nothing without being called gay. But then somebody who identifies openly on the LGBT spectrum, y'all disbelieve it. There is nothing difficult to believe about Lil Nas X being queer. We got a whole download community of niggas who literally have not a single visible quote unquote queer trait. Lil Nas X is not the straightest of men that it is just unbelievable. Contrary to popular belief, queer men are not a monolith. There are very masculine queer men. Okay? To the point where even when women find out that these men are gay, they struggle to believe that these men are gay because there's this cultural perception that queer men have to be somehow, or their sexuality has to be visible, whether that's in the twitch of a wrist, whether that's in the extra S's on your words, whether that's some type of flamboyancy, some type of femininity, when those are stereotypes. Those are stereotypes. If he was a metal artist, people wouldn't be mad. They wouldn't be, Naya, because we consider heavy metal artists to be fucking reprobates. Heavy metal is an extreme genre. It's a shock jock genre. And so everything that happens in the heavy metal community is loud and it's supposed to be offensive, and therefore it's not even offensive anymore because people have become desensitized because that's what y'all do, shock jock it up. So you're right. If he, and I even said that, I said he didn't even do this in a genre where this was really palatable. But I believe that Lil Nas X ass got some type of a children of the corn ass consciousness in him, girl, because when Lovely T put out them damn tweets, and this was how he was when he was 15, bitch, I'm like, girl, you ain't sold your damn soul in the industry, baby. You came into the damn industry without a damn soul, girl, because let's think about, because I'm going to do a whole video, girl, about what the real gay agenda is. And like, I'm going to do a whole video exposing the agenda within the LGBT movement's agenda, girl. So I want y'all to have y'all goddamn panties on tight for that commentary, girl, because I'm gonna take you around the world in that commentary, baby. So y'all gonna have to keep the fuck up, because we gonna deal with it, baby. We gonna deal with it. But Lil Nas X, baby, something ain't right in the buttermilk, baby. I don't know whether the evil is in his lips. I don't know where it come from, girl, but there is something off-putting about this young man's psyche, girl. Something very off-putting, baby. And this satanic line and dancing with the damn devil and wanting to be evil itself, coupled with the fact that since 15 years old, girl, you've been in the cornfields, girl. You've been in the cornfields with the shits, girl, at 15, girl. You been in the cornfield, girl? No, ma'am. See, I tried to did, girl, to make the Lil Nas X shit work, girl. Before I even first did commentary, baby, I said, oh my God, I'm king gay, bitch. I want a cake for my niggas. I want a cake for my motherfucking community, girl. I was the first one who was ready to make all this shit work, girl. But as we peel back the layers, bitch, As we peel back the layers, bitch, I just couldn't work with it, girl. And then it just kept getting worse and kept getting worse and kept getting worse, girl. And it's like, well, goddamn, bitch, now I gotta call a thing, girl, because ain't nothing else to call it but a thing. The music industry said Tyler, the creator, wasn't gay too, but a lot of these artists are caping off of the gay community for sales. This is the real issue. It's not that these artists are not gay. What really is the case is that, unfortunately, Hollywood don't like masculine gays. But Hollywood don't like masculine gays because Hollywood considers masculine queer men to be boring. And hell, other members of the LGBT community feel like masculine gay men are fucking boring. That's why you see the Derek Jays and, you know, the flamboyancy of the queer eye for the straight guys. And you see the RuPauls of the industry on TV because they're more palatable for television. They're charismatic. They cut up. They are with the shits. They're creative. You know, things that you need in certain areas of entertainment. And to be honest, let's really talk about it, bitch. A lot of the masculine gay men within the community, they're trying to hold on. Like, a lot of masculine men in the gay community are also struggling with their own sense of masculinity as well, and are oftentimes just as insecure within their masculinity as a lot of cis hetero men are. There are a lot of men who are gay, same gender loving, who also identify as tops, who have a very fragile sense of masculinity, girl. Like, they don't want you touching their ass, don't look at my ass, don't eat my ass, don't nut, like, are very, and because they connect all of those things to what it means to be masculine versus feminine. A lot of masculine gay men in the community also practice and reinforce a lot of heteronormative behavior, like, because they are just as invested in this very limited sense of masculinity, just like cis hetero men are. And so oftentimes a lot of the masculine gay men of the community adopt a lot of the toxic masculine traits from the cis hetero male community. And that's on period. And that's why y'all don't see a lot of them niggas frontlining the conversations or frontlining the movements, because a lot of them are also dealing with a lot of internalized self-hatred, a lot of internalized as homophobia. A lot of them, hell, are just as transphobic. A lot of them, hell, are just as queerphobic as our cis hetero counterparts are. A lot of them masculine ass niggas do not see it for the effeminate niggas. They do not see it for the trans girls. They are just as fucking toxic, and that's why y'all don't see them doing anything meaningful as it relates to their own fucking community. Because the truth is, a lot of masculine ass gay men don't even identify truly with the goddamn community. What they really want to do is be accepted and be approved by their heterosexual counterparts. And even if that means distancing themselves from their own tribe in order to be validated by the other tribe, they oftentimes will participate in being sellouts. It just is what it is. Let's talk about it. Hell, being a masculine bottom gets even more damn interesting, girl. It's layers upon layers, Naya. It's layers upon motherfucking layers. For example, I thought Lil Uzi, Cute Gay, and Young Thug and Playboy Cardi. You know, I don't know a lot about Lil Uzi, but I've been hearing his name lately, and I may have to get into him. Leroy says, "What's up, my brother? There's nothing wrong with him expressing himself. Hell, you have heavy metal death bands who openly worship Satan, and I've never seen them." Oh, yes, and that's another contrary popular belief, bitch. The heavy metal community, the punk rock community have definitely, like, they have had issues too, girl. Like, especially in the early 80s and 90s, like, there was a lot of social backlash against these groups. A lot of these groups ended up in court having to fight battles over freedom of speech, freedom of oppression. I mean, not freedom of oppression, freedom of speech, freedom of artistic expression, etc. There's been a lot of controversy. Like, look at how many times they tried to cancel Marilyn Manson. Like, the culture was backlashing them. Even like look, conservative whites are the most dangerous of whites, and they have an issue with all these goddamn groups, the hip hoppity ass groups, the Lil Kims, anything that was just on the left wing side ended up as a conversation in these public spaces. And there were counter movements against these people. But like I said earlier too, the heavy metals, as a culture, we put all them people into the crazy category. So nobody even takes those people seriously because they're looked at as reprobates. Unfortunately, they're looked at as people who are trying to be crazy, who are trying to be gaslitty, who are trying to stir the pot. And so people are desensitized to the heavy metal band. That's why it would not have shocked anybody if he was the emo heavy metal artist, but he's not. He's the boy next door in the pop hip hop genre, and what he did was very different because of the genre in which he did that in, but it was also everything else that followed that just made the shit even more goddamn strange. Lil Nas X music was not meant for children, and yet he has a huge young person's audience. Tempting the devil, girl, he calling him directly. Deep, I say deep. Hush feelings. This is layers upon layers for real. Yeah, it's layers. Like I could literally do a whole dissertation on the LGBT community and break this shit down. There is racism within the LGBT community. There is a lot of fat phobia within the LGBT community. There is a lot of misogyny within the LGBT community. What Black women go through in terms of the double standards when it comes to Black men are the same double standards that bottoms in the LGBT community suffer from when it comes to the top community within the LGBT community. Tops can be hoes and sluts and whore themselves out, while bottoms get slut shamed all the time for being just as sexually liberated. That same patriarchy is there too, where there's no value in the queer community for being effeminate. It's all about assimilating to masculinity, and the more masculine you are, the more desirable you are. This is why what's the damn artist's name? I forgot old boy's name. Todrick Hall, when he came out with his last project, and he came out with a song called Trade, and the song and the video was in tribute to the masculine down low brothers, the typical street hood niggas, and it kind of glorified and sensationalized the queer community's attraction to so-called trade. That's why that video got its fair share of backlash as well. I remember Todrick Hall and Justin J kind of went at it because Justin J was kind of counteracting that because there is a glorification of those body types and of masculinity, and we don't hold up other body types and mannerisms within the community are just as attractive. And contrary to popular belief, bitch, femininity and androgyny is fucking in, bitch. I know for me personally, I ain't never like a big thing that reinforces my goddamn confidence as a so-called androgynous male is the fact that, bitch, I be getting the dick, girl. I be getting the dick, girl. I ain't never had a shorter supply of men, girl. So I don't even know where this idea that effeminate men or androgynous men or versatile men are not high in demand, bitch, because I've always been high in damn demand, girl. I be pulling niggas more than the other niggas who are more on the masculine scale than me. So I don't even know how that's a true thing because I have not found it to be true. But that's another story for another day, God damn it, okay? Now, speaking of devils and demons, girl, let's get to our last story on the docket, bitch. Let's get to the last motherfucking story on the goddamn docket, and that would certainly be this motherfucker here, baby. No short of controversy, honey. Him, James Charles. You guys know who James Charles is? Now let me tell you, bitch, I don't follow these white folk on YouTube and shit, so I really don't know. I think this is a makeup guru, girl. I think he's out of the beauty community, girl. I think he was a part of the whole like Jeffree Star, Patrick Star. What's with all the stars, bitch? Why everybody got a star behind their name? Stars, girl. Yeah, I think he's a part of that clique, girl. And of course, you know, Jeffree Star and James Charles has that they've been the center of a lot of controversy. I mean, all of the apocalypse came for Jeffree Star ass last year, girl. I mean, I never even seen a goddamn resistance, girl. Like when I saw Justice League, bitch, y'all remember the Amazonian scene, girl, when Steppenwolf, girl, was about to go up into the UFO after he had got the last box, bitch. And all the Amazonian warriors, girl, just came out of the goddamn villages from the east, the west, the south, and the goddamn north, girl. That's what it looked like when they tried to cancel Jeffree Star ass last year, bitch. I ain't never seen resistances come from all directions like they did. Like they did for Jeffree Star last year, girl. So James Charles, okay, he is out of the beauty world on YouTube. Because you guys know that YouTube has sectors. Well, he's out of the beauty sector. He is a goddamn trillionaire, has a huge following, girl, unnecessary ass following. And he has found himself in a world of controversy once again. Okay, so let's read here, girl. Beauty YouTuber James Charles has admitted sending sexually explicit messages to two 16-year-old boys, okay? And this article, ironically, is coming from BBC.com, baby. You know what? They tried it. So, quote, I fully understand my actions and how they are wrong, the 21-year-old influencer said in a video posted to his YouTube channel on Thursday. Allegations against Charles first emerged on social media this year. In February, the influencer, who has 25 million subscribers to his YouTube channel, was accused by one teenager of grooming, which Charles denied, saying he flirted with the person because he believed the boy to be 18. Charles had denied previous accusations, but in Thursday's video titled Holding Myself Accountable, he admitted wrongdoing. He says there were two incidents, one last year and one more recently, where he came to be aware that the person he was exchanging messages with was underage. And I quote, these conversations should have never happened, Charles said in the 14-minute video. He admitted he could have searched for them on other social media platforms and found their real ages. He also publicly apologized to the boys and said he would take time away from posting on social media to educate himself about these issues. Educate? Girl, we'll get to it. The scandal is not the first time the beauty influencer has faced a controversy. In 2019, he was accused of using fame and money to try to manipulate someone's sexuality, which he also denied. When addressing why he has been reckless in past relationships, he said it's because he's desperate. In a video he made addressing the 2019 accusation, Charles made a promise to be more careful moving forward. But as time progressed, he says in his most recent video, he began ignoring red flags again. He ended his video vowing to be more cautious in the future and stop treating his social media accounts as dating apps, okay? Accusations and admissions of sexual misconduct by YouTubers have become more and more common. In 2019, YouTube deleted singer Austin Jones' channel after he admitted to exchanging sexually explicit images and videos with underage girls. David Dobrik, one of YouTube's top earners in 2020, recently had his channel demonetized by YouTube following a rape allegation about a former associate. Mr. Dubrick had denied any wrongdoing, okay? Baby. Baby, baby. Baby, baby. Baby, baby. YouTube has deleted bitches' channels for a lot less. It's very interesting that this platform allows people to continue to garner clicks and views and have that translate into fame and money, even when YouTube decides to demonetize someone's channel, okay? It doesn't even matter when you demonetize the channels of people with this level of following on YouTube, because by the time people get to 25 million subscribers, 11 million subscribers, 3 million subscribers, they already have personal websites. They already have all these other areas that allow for their consumers, okay, who they can still sell product to by way of having a platform on YouTube, okay? So it really doesn't really mean anything to strip a Google AdSense check away, even though at 25 million, girl, that is a cute motherfucking coin to have to be cut, but it doesn't necessarily stop the motherfucking bag. We're talking about sexual abuse here, and we're talking about the big PEDO word, okay? And James Charles, I got a headache. Keep your kids out of motherfucking Hollywood. You got Satan worship, satanic, sexual, ritualistic abuse. You got all these crazy ass people in power, entangled with all these weird ass ideologies, also being mutated over by having the world in the palm of their motherfucking hands, and they got them acting a plum motherfucking fool, thinking that they have immunity, thinking that the rules don't apply to them, making them believe that they have some sense of immunity, and there's no accountability. This is why these wealthy, privileged motherfuckers act the way that they act. You don't even have the fucking excuse of saying that you don't know a motherfucker's age. Because at your age and in your arena, in your field, in your personal career, girl, you should be dealing with other people who have something to lose, girl. You shouldn't even have you shouldn't even be dating motherfuckers out of the comment sections and exchanging with people in the goddamn DMs. There is nothing sincere that I believe about anything James Charles ass has said, girl. You don't think the rules apply to you. You are sick. And I don't know whether you're sick because of the money and all of the distortions that privilege and fame gives to people, or whether you were sick prior to the industry. You know, it's hard to tell sometimes with you cave dwellers, girl, because y'all already are born in a goddamn system, girl, where y'all are just born with this sense of goddamn entitlement, girl. And when things don't go y'all way, y'all like to go Columbine on the bitch and postal and shit. So, you know, I can never really tell where it starts or ends at with mayonnaise folk. But this is sick shit. And this also just goes to show the cult following that there are people, irregardless of the facts, who still blindly, ignorantly stand behind these individuals, which is why there's no real such thing as cancel culture. There's no real such thing as cancel culture. You can cancel aspects of a person, but you cannot cancel the person in and of them fucking selves. This platform here should be fucking boycotted for allowing this motherfucker to still be reckless and predatorial, because now this is also a reflection not only of James Charles, girl, it's a reflection of the platform itself. Yeah, they're going easy on him because he rings in the dollars, he rings in the views, and YouTube only be giving a damn about the people who they benefit from. They only be giving a damn about the top tier social media influencers on YouTube. Hell, they just deleted Funky Dineva, a month or two ago. It goes to show how capitalistic and empty and just wicked and greedy and void of any type of motherfucking virtue and integrity capitalism is. They pick and choose who you want to be on their platform. If he was black, If it was black, baby, this nigga would have already been in jail, girl. We would have been looking at a mug shot rather than a screenshot of him and his apology video, girl, had he been black. Had he been black, girl, I'm shook that Lil Nas X is still kicking. Alpha Charm, exactly. They would delete his channel the same fucking day. So keep your kids out of Hollywood. Keep your kids out of Hollyweird. If they don't run into T.I. and Tiny, they're going to run into Lil Nas X, and nobody knows how that's going to fucking go, girl. You know, he giving tutorials and shit on how to seduce the devil. Or hell, they might run into a James Charles. Take the internet away from your babies. Give them motherfuckers flip phones. The internet should be banned in your household to 18, baby. And tell the damn truth. The industry is fucked up. What does it profit a man to gain the world and then to lose his damn soul? Because oftentimes that's the product of gaining the goddamn world, is it creates narcissism and maniacal ass mentality. These people literally believe that they are above the law and that they can rearrange the rules. And then we see institutions and platforms like this platform here that is not willing to hold a James Charles accountable, girl, but will remove one of my videos about the COVID situation and call it misinformation. But James Charles gets to continually find himself allegedly in exchanges with underage little boys. And he gets to be fully monetized and gets to be safe and have immunity, girl. Oh, so people can tell lies and putting people's faces on here. That's all good and gravy. But a bitch can't tell the truth, okay? Because the truth would get you motherfucking deleted. The truth would get your ass suspended. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of fucking sense. But am I surprised? No, because we live in this goddamn serpent system, and all these fucking systems are reptilian. Desperate for love. So you knew you was desperate for love the first time that your love backfired. And for you to have the level of coin that you have and to not got your desperate ass into some therapy and counseling, it's full of shit. You ain't desperate, bitch. You desperate to get away with murder, girl. You are desperate to test the limits of your privilege and to test the boundaries of your power. You're desperate to be reckless and to not give a fuck and to have people attempt to believe in your crocodile ass tears. And were they any tears? Because I don't think I saw no tears. Is that why he didn't wear any makeup in the video, girl? Because he knew that there would be no smearing of the mascara. He knew that there would be no proof, girl, that there were water being generated by those tear ducts, girl. Is that why he came on barefaced, girl? Because I don't believe that there was any tears. Hi, it's Geary. And he is using his influence to draw these young boys to him. Well, like the article said, he was in controversy in 2012 for using his fame and his fortune to even prey upon heterosexual folk, heterosexual men. Girl, trash. Trash. Trailer park, what? Trash. And his ass should be boycotted. And he should be off the motherfucking scene, period. And just like when Jeffree Star got caught up, shit, Jeffree Star did less than James Charles did, bitch, and was damn near canceled. He had makeup companies motherfucking dropping his makeup palettes and shit, discontinuing sales for his makeup palette, girl. And he did far less, girl. He did far less. But you get to be a whole PEDO out in this motherfucker, girl, and win no matter what. Hell, look at how much fucking Jeffrey and Harvey got away with. He's not desperate, just horny and can control his hormones. Well, girl, get castrated. You can get chemically castrated. You can get manually castrated, girl. Get it cut off and thrown upon the forest, girl. I know a few bitches who are experienced in cutting niggas' dicks off, girl. I know a few Lorena Bobbitt's, girl. Just get it cut off and tossed into the forest, girl. Ain't it with the Apostle Paul who said, girl, that it is better to enter into heaven maimed than to enter hell, girl? A fully functional, fully capable girl. That if you got to cut the pinky to save the hand, girl, you got to do what you got to do. I agree. He is a sick puppy. You know what you doing, telling them going boys to flex and send pics like what the fuck. We are in the pick and choose era. Baby, the worst part about it is that Christ's gonna be separating the wheat from the tare and exposing motherfuckers, but the serpent system that we all exist within is gonna go out of their way to attempt to protect those who are violating fucking humanity. Girl. So there's gonna be some real atrocities. I would not be surprised if this whole verdict situation with George Floyd once again goes under the radar and motherfuckers walk away scot-free, just like George Zimmerman did for killing Trayvon Martin for doing nothing other than walking fucking home. How many of these predators have they actually persecuted? And when they do, they only persecute them every now and again, girl, just to keep the little hope in the system that's there alive and well. But they disappoint us 95-85% of the time. But every now and again, girl, they know they got to give us just a little something. They got to do right by us sometimes, girl, every now and again, girl, so that the whole system don't collapse and LA don't end up looking like the literal hell. Because they know that the people will tear this shit up. He is goddamn desperate. Who uses their Explorer page to go cruising? And why would you assume these guys who hit you up are gay? He's sick. He's He is sick. Miss Maggie, he's sick. He ain't no damn desperate, just sick and rich. And there ain't nothing worse than being sick and rich. Sick and rich. So, James Charles, suck my ass. Okay? I mean, at least it's a 35-year-old ass girl. It's definitely of legal age, girl. I wish flip phone would come back. Oh, it's gonna come back, because when I have mine, baby, they ain't even gonna have flip phones, girl. They're gonna have them big ass mega cell phones from the early 90s, girl, that you had to have an extra backpack just to tote around in, girl. Them cell phones that weighed like 2 goddamn pounds, honey. Them cell phones that you can pull out and knock a bitch upside the head with, girl. They could be both a weapon and a device for communication. The one that you had to pull the antenna all the way up and out, girl, like fucking Cyborg from Mortal Kombat, girl, to communicate with the towers. That's what mine's gonna have. Baby, they ain't gonna see a damn internet until they are 18 years old. They will live like damn Amish people, okay? Up until that good, sweet 18 years of age. Oh, yes, God. Because motherfuckers done lost they goddamn mind. So, that wraps up today's commentary. Happy Easter to y'all. I just wanted to come through with the come through, girl, and do a little chitter chat with you guys. It has been a wonderful conversation, okay? We don't come here to be agreeable. We just come here to get into the dialogue, okay? I love you all. Bless everybody. Oh, let me shout out to my Cash Appers. Oh, damn, I can't. My fucking phone is dead. Shout out to all those who donated to the platform, baby, over the past few days. I will shout you guys out in my next video. Oh, I love you all so much. I'm going to go dig up my old phones and peep us now. No one can call me. Yes, God. It was not even apologies when you listen to it. It wasn't. It was just like, I'm going to do better. Because he had to play down the salaciousness of it, like, oh, I was naive, I was gullible, I should have just did more homework, I had no idea. White privilege at its best. White people get to do this kind of shit. White people get to play people's faces. Sometimes I be fantasizing like, damn, bitch, I wonder what it's like to be able to play in bitches' faces like that. I just wonder how. It must be amazing, girl, to just know that you can play in society's face like this. Real cute. Real cute. Something that melanated people won't know for a long time. But see, that's why white folk want to keep all their goddamn gun laws. That's why they ass want to keep all the rights and legislations in place that allow them to fucking bear arms, girl, because they are shook at the idea of what will the niggas do, girl? What would the niggas do if they get in power, girl? Would they play in our faces like we played in theirs, girl? Would they abuse the system, girl, and abuse privilege and equality and power like we have, girl? Will it be kill a white person day, girl, when black people come into power? You damn right it's gonna be, bitch. You damn right. Happy Easter, y'all. Love ya. Bye.